The former village of Ḻošyca is located at the confluence of the Swiss Luch and Ḻošyca rivers, 6 kilometers from the center of Minsk. Today, one of new microdistricts of the capital is named after the village of Ḻošyca. As is known, Minsk was first mentioned in chronicles due to the battle on the Jadźviha river in 1067. Legend has it, that during this battle the Prince Łośyca the Theurgist, 1029–1101, was seriously wounded. His Łošyca, it means, a horse, in Russian, was also wounded, but it did carry the bleeding prince to a river and bathed him in the water. The prince was healed of his wounds, but the horse died. Since then, in the morning fog, over the river, one can see the ghost of the white Łošyca. And the river was called Łošyca or Łošyca. However, the Belarusian language has no word Łošyca. A horse in the Belarusian language is kon. Scientists say that the river name comes from the Baltic words Ḻošyca, it means to shine, or Ḻošyca, it means salmon. Most likely, the name Łošyca means a shining river, or a river with salmon. People have settled on the banks of the Ḻošyca River since ancient times. Archaeologists have discovered settlements here, dating back to the 10th to 13th centuries. Their boundaries are now marked by boulders. In the 16th century, Ḻošyca belonged to the princes Druckis. Some historians assert that the Druckis family descends from the Polotsk princes and that Łośyca the Theurgist was their ancient ancestor. According to legend, one of the Druckis princes had 3 daughters. For each of them, he planted 3 oaks, symbolizing the strength of family, love, and luck. Only one oak tree has survived to this day, the Betrothal oak. Maidens brought it gifts and asked for a happy family life. They say that the oak fulfilled all their wishes. In 2010, the giant oak died from a lightning stroke, but people still believe in its magical powers. They ask for health, inspiration, and a successful marriage. One of the owners of Ḻošyca in the 18th century was Józef Prušynskis, 1709–1790, the Marshal of the Court of Justice, the highest court of appeal of the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. A Baroque wooden manor house was built here, and the Ḻošyca Park was laid out. What Ḻošyca looked like then can be seen in the watercolor by the artist Józef Prušynskis. Today, more than 36,000 trees and 16,000 shrubs grow in the Ḻošyca Park. Some trees in the Ḻošyca Park are 150 to 300 years old. In 1769, a chapel, family vault, was built, in which generations of the estate owners were buried. The Prušynskis were friends with many famous figures of their time. The founder of the Belarus Sun National Opera, the composer Stanislaw Maniuszka, 1819–1872, visited the Ḻošyca estate. In February 1852, the premiere of Stanislaw Maniuszka's opera, Countrywoman, or Idol, took place in the Minsk City Theatre. For the first time, the modern Belarus Sun language and national melodies were heard on stage. The libretto of this opera was written by Vincent Dunin Marcinkiewicz, 1808–1884, one of the classics of Belarus Sun literature and the founder of national dramaturgy. This photo of Dunin Marcinkiewicz was taken by Anton Prušynskis, 1826–1895, in his photo studio. In 1850, he opened the first photo studio in Belarus, located on what is now Lenin Street in Minsk. The first Belarus Sun photo was taken there, depicting his mother called Rosa. Anton's grandson, Kazimir Prušynskis, 1875–1945, patented the Pleograph, a device for recording and displaying moving images, in 1894, a year before the Lumiere brothers. Modern researchers believe that if the 19-year-old inventor had had enough commercial knowledge and financial resources to improve his device, we would now be watching pleiography, not cinema. In 1909, Kazimir Prušynskis designed the world's first handheld movie camera, Aeroscope or autopleiograph, that used compressed air. The operator could hold the camera with both hands, without turning the handle as was done before. Aeroscopes were manufactured in London since 1911 and were used by newsreel cameramen, including combat cameramen, of most leading film companies before the advent of sound film. Well, let's return to Ḻošyca. After the death of its owner, Jaŭstach Prušynskis, 1797–1877, the estate passed to his nephew young Lubanskis. Since 1884, Ḻošyca belonged to young son Jaŭstach Lubanskis, who was born in 1859, thanks to whom the estate acquired the appearance that has survived to this day. In 1890–1895, Jaŭstach Lubanskis reconstructed the manor house in the Art Nouveau style and built a two-storied outbuilding for servants. The estate became one of the best governorate farms. There were 2 mills and a distillery. Jaŭstach Lubanskis was a member of the Minsk Agricultural Society. In the Ḻošyca Park, he planted seedlings, brought from various countries, and conducted experiments in plant hybridization. At an agricultural exhibition in Minsk, Jaŭstach Lubanskis won several awards for his exhibits, in particular, for a collection of potatoes for distilling. Jaŭstach Lubanskis was also a popularizer of cycling and headed the Minsk Cyclists Association. At the age of 31, Jaŭstach Lubanskis married 20-year-old Jadźviha Kieniewicz, 1870–1905. It was whispered that they were not happy in their marriage. In 1905, Jadźviha drowned in the Swiss Ḻošyca River. The ghost of the White Lady still roams the park alleys. In 1905, the governor of the Minsk Governorate was Pavel Kurlov. On October 31, 1905, Kurlov ordered to fusillade a 20,000 peaceful rally in Minsk. As a result of the Kurlov fusillade, 100 people were killed and 300 people were wounded. In memory of this tragedy, a bronze memorial sign was installed at one of the Minsk metro stations. In January 1906, the socialist revolutionary E. von Pulikov made an unsuccessful attempt on Kurlov's life. It was rumored that the attempt was financed by Jaŭstach Lubanskis, allegedly because his wife Jadźviha was in love with the governor. Jaŭstach Lubanskis was a member of the committee to construct the St. Simeon and St. Helena Roman Catholic Church in Minsk. It was built in 1910 and it is now known to all Minskers as the Red Church. In 1912, Jaŭstach Lubanskis transferred Ḻošyca to his brother Alexander and went to the Caucasus. His further fate is unknown. After the October coup d'état in 1917, the Ḻošyca estate housed a scientific research institute of crop production that worked to select new sorts of agricultural plants. In 1924–1937, at the Ḻošyca Manor, there also worked the underground school of the Communist Party of Western Belarus, where they trained sabotage teams of Belarusian People's Avengers, who were thrown into Western Belarus, which was occupied by Poland in 1921–1939. In the 1930s, not far from the park, in the Ḻošyca Bosque, mass executions of innocent people occurred. The exact number of the repressed people is not known. In 1941–1944, the Ḻošyca estate housed the headquarters of the German occupation authorities. 3 Belarusian underground fighters, Maria Chijayskaya, her daughter Alierna, and their friend Nadzierya Maï placed a bomb in the oven in the Ḻošyca Manor, intending to blow up the Commissioner General of Belarus Kurt von Gottberg. The German security service discovered the explosive. The underground fighters were captured, tortured, and executed. After the war, in 1946–1947, the Ḻošyca estate housed the UNRWA, United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration, that supplied and distributed UN humanitarian aid in Belarus. Today, Ḻošyca is one of the most beautiful places in Minsk. A museum of the history and everyday life of the former owners of the estate, the Prušynskis and the Lubanskis, has been created in the manor house and the outbuilding. Some of the old buildings have been preserved on the territory of the estate and park complex. For example, the gatekeeper's house and the old entrance gates. The chapel, family vault, was blown up in 1944, leaving only one wall left. One of the mills built by Lubanskis was recently used as a residential building. It is being restored now. The second mill is in picturesque ruins. Restoration work is underway at the distillery, a 4-storied brick building with semicircular windows, which was built in 1896. Let's take a stroll about the Ḻošyca Park and enjoy its beauty and calm. And, we almost forgot, Ḻošyca is over 5,390 miles, 8,680 kilometers, away from Florida.